Patients often run into trouble because of beliefs they have acquired through their daily lives. These are called pathogenic beliefs because they are obstacles to normal functioning. They are hidden in plain sight. They are hidden from the patient because they form part of what the patient takes for granted about herself. They are evident to therapists because patients often state these incorrect beliefs as self-evident facts. They reveal themselves also as defensive postures and peculiar behaviors. The peculiar behavior Sophie initially displays takes the form of odd compliances, such as her offering to allow Paul to strip her of her wet clothes, and giving permission to Cy to put a sexually suggestive drawing on her casts. One defensive posture involves her baseless claim that her father and Cy are the only people in the world who truly love her.
How do you get on with your dad?
He's always there for me.
What do you mean he's always there for you?
He's there. He knows what's happening to me. Like when I had the accident, he called me when I was in the ambulance. He knew something had happened. That's what they told me.
Oh. So is it like you guys have a kind of telepathy together?
He's the only person in this world who truly loves me. And the only one that believes that the accident was not my fault. The only one except Cy.
Elements of Sophie's primary pathogenic belief emerge as she discusses her parents' divorce and why she didn't move in with her father and his new girlfriend, all of which prompts Paul to begin challenging her basis for the belief.
Where was your dad while all this was going on?
I told you, in New York, with Natasha.
Did you ever consider living with him?
No. We once thought maybe, but didn't work out.
Why not?
They needed their space. They didn't last anyway. He wanted me to live with them. He was really pissed that she said no, so really soured their relationship.
So you blame yourself? Whatever way the cookie crumbles, you're still to blame.
How old are you?
What do you mean, how old am I?
People really don't talk like that anymore.
Really? Your logic has some flaws, Sophie. You aren't responsible for what your parents did. You couldn't be.
Sophie counters by presenting more evidence, this time in terms of Cy's relationship with his wife, Darlene.
I ruined their family. I did, I really did. Darlene was so good to me. She really was good to me. She told me, before she left for Wisconsin, that she was only going because she knew I would be there to take care of Dana. She said she didn't trust Cy, but she trusted me. She trusted me and I ruined it. You're thinking he used me. You're wrong. He kept trying to stop me. He kept saying, "Sophie, you don't know what you're doing. We'll get to a place and there'll be no turning back." He's a really good person, Cy is. He's a gentleman. He kept saying, "You don't know what you're doing." But the thing is, I did.
And what were you doing, Sophie?
At first, I thought it was my imagination. And then he stopped talking to me while Darlene was home. You know, like he was embarrassed. Like he was hiding something. And sometimes I'd catch him holding his breath while he was looking at me. He loves me, I know he does. So I knew, even before Darlene went away, I knew that he loved me. And then she left for 6 months, but Cy wouldn't have sex with me. Even though everyone assumed we were doing it. That we'd been doing it for months. Sai said it was a line that we absolutely, positively would not cross. We'd been sleeping in the same bed, just sleeping. And then one night, the night before Darlene came home, I woke up in the middle of the night, and he was awake. Then it happened. Felt like nothing at all. Kind of like I was watching it happen. On a really small black and white television. Like I was checking my email at the same time. Like it wasn't really there. I don't know. The next day we pretended like it hadn't happened. And at practice that afternoon, we had this big fight in front of everyone.
Because of what happened?
Because I fell off the beam. Then Sai came over and started screaming at me. We've got 2 days until this tournament and you've lost your focus. Now get back up there and do it right. That night I slept on the couch. And in the middle of the night, Sai came in. And I thought that... But he wanted me to put Dana back to bed. She'd had a bad dream and came into his room looking for me. So I put her back to bed and then we talked. He kept talking about my potential. He said it would ruin both of our careers if this got out. He said that we had to stop. That's it. We almost had sex again that night, but he didn't want to. A few weeks later, Darlene said she wanted to talk to me. She said that Dana had become too attached to me while she was in Wisconsin and that I probably shouldn't come over for a while. But it was pathetic. Because I know her, you know? She was lying to me. I couldn't look at her. I just said I'm sorry. When I left, Darlene gave me a present that she got for me in Wisconsin.
What was it?
An apron. With cows on it. She knows I like to cook and I collect things with cows on them, so it was sort of perfect.
The accident. It happened that night.
I woke up in the ambulance.
Do you remember how you got there?
I don't even remember walking away from the house.
The connection between Sophie's pathogenic beliefs and her accident will be explored in future installments.